You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm my friendship. Oh,
you know what time it is. Come brawl with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. Yeah, you know what time it is. Come brawl with them boys of the fall. Covered in gray and scarlet, massive, stiff arms to your jaw. We breaking it. We sick of seeing you clowns with the crown. We taking it.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin. That's Mello. Tonight, if you saw the title, you saw that we were supposed to do an interview. Bryson Rogers' dad, Brandon Rogers, he had to reschedule, couldn't make it on. There was a chance Bryson was coming on too, but we're going to get that rescheduled for sure. We're excited to talk to them. So we got a different show scheduled for you today. There's a good chance that halfway through the show, we'll put the link in the chat and allow people to come on here and talk about whatever it is y'all want to talk about. But I want to start off with reading a quote first. So I need everybody to pay attention to the words that are about to come out of my mouth. This is a quote, right? It starts like this. Ohio State is still very much on Rock's list. I talked to Coach Walt yesterday. As of right now, he's taking official visits where he has pretty tight relationships with these guys. He talked to Coach Walton and let him know they are still on his list. Ohio State is definitely still in the mix. I believe we will get down there for a spring practice. I think he might take an official visit to Ohio State too. I've talked to Coach Matt P. as well. We FaceTime. That was Rock Hill's dad speaking to Bucknuts today. Mello, first impressions off of what you heard right then and there.
Oh, that's Trey McNutt 2.0. He's going to Oregon. He's not coming to Ohio State. And if that's how he wants to live, then we need to cut our losses and move on. Don't even waste your time. Go to the next recruit.
Yeah. You know, I guess you could pull positives out of this, right? But for me, right, this is where when I read this is where my heart kind of went, ugh. Because he said, as of right now, he's taken official visits where he has pretty tight relationships with these guys. You've been to Ohio State 10 times. You don't have a pretty tight relationship with Coach Walt, the college in your home state that has made you their number one priority in the state of Ohio. So you're saying that Ohio State's not on the list because you have better relationships with these other schools. You've been to Ohio State more than you've been to any other school, right? So
Yep.
His dad is very, very much obviously involved in this recruiting, which is a good thing to a certain extent. But it makes me nervous, man. Yesterday, I would have told you that I think, of course, yesterday I was way more positive about it, because I knew that, Rock had said that he's going to schedule. And now his dad comes out and says that he might. And that the reason Ohio State's not on their list is because he's got tight relationships with these other schools. Like, how many times you visited? Like, I don't know, man. And without casting judgment, even though this kind of is, I 100% agree with you. I do not think. Now, just because kids make it a money grab, right? I have my own opinion about that. But just because kids do it a money grab doesn't mean they don't value relationships and development. There's still, he might still value relationships and development. You can get developed at other schools, but I don't know, man. I just don't like it, dude. It's stuff like this is disheartening. Now that's me looking like at the negative things in this. The positives is that he said Ohio State's still in the mix. That's what he said. But to me, it just felt like words, just like, because how many times did Trey McNutt say that, you know what I mean? That that, he might get there as well. Ohio State's still in it. The whole, like, he just played that game, man. But
and who's his best friend? Who's Rock Hill's best friend?
Yeah, man. Trey McNutt, dude. Trey McNutt, the McNutt family, really tight with the Hill family. They're on he's playing for Fast Houston. Everybody on the Fast Houston staff despises Ohio State and tries to get all their players to go elsewhere. Show me a Fast Houston recruit that we've been in on in the last, since Fast Houston has been around, and I'll say I'm wrong, but show me one, right, that has took an official visit to Ohio State that played on Fast Houston.
Yeah.
To say that the 7-on-7 tournaments do not have an impact on recruiting these days would be a wild statement to make. They very much do so. SFE, Ohio State Pipeline. Fast Houston, the exact opposite.
Yeah, exactly.
So, dude, I mean,
and that's what made me worried. The combination of him playing for Fast Houston, him being best friends with Trey McNutt, and now with that statement, because I know a lot of beat reporters were saying, like, the inside information was that Ohio State's not getting outbid for him, and he's priority number one. But it sounds like he doesn't want to come to Ohio State. He wants to go play with his friend. He wants to play games and whatever else insanity that he's demanding. Go kick rocks. There's a lot of DBs, bro. Like, you're nasty, but there's a lot of DBs. Go out there and take your chance out in Oregon or wherever else you want to go. LSU, we know their defense is trash. I really think it's Oregon. Personally.
Yes. My Buckeye Boys official prediction is Rock Hill ends up at Oregon. And my uneasiness when speaking about this has nothing to do with me freaking out about Ohio State and their corner class. Not at all. I'm not worried about it at all. This is Coach Walt, dude. I mean, he's going to go out and he's going to find guys that he's going to develop them. Doesn't matter what they're rated or whatever. And the fact this guy's Rock Hill, he's an Ohio guy, so that makes it a little more painful, right? But we're just gonna have to get used to it, man. This is just kind of what it is anymore, man. Ohio State recruits nationally, man. They got Jordan Thomas, a New Jersey guy, 125 overall national recruit, the number 16 corner, 6'1", 185, visiting on March 17th. Got a real good relationship with Coach Walt. I mean, Coach Walt's in on, a lot of corners, and I just trust him, man. Just because we're not in on any top 10 corners or whatever doesn't mean much to me anymore.
Right. I agree. So there's a lot of little hidden gems that are athletic and long that you could develop that maybe started football late, So am I aggravated? Yes, it's more so I'm aggravated that Oregon keeps coming over here and messing with our guys, more from that standpoint. But am I aggravated like, oh my goodness, now we might not win a natty? No, absolutely not. I think we'll win another natty before Oregon wins their first.
Yeah, I do too. 100%, man. We're going to be just fine, dude. This is the way recruiting anymore. You might wonder why Victor Singleton, why Ohio State didn't. I mean, some people have him as Victor Singleton as the number one player in the state of Ohio, and he's a very highly ranked corner. I'll just straight tell you, Ohio State, there was an offer, but there wasn't effort for Ohio State to pull him. They weren't that interested in him, right? Yeah. And every aspect of Victor Singleton, as a fan looks at him, we're like, why aren't we getting that kid? Well, if every aspect we can see points to get this kid, what's the one aspect that we can't see? The culture. Yeah, the culture, the character. Some of these players just don't, fit in, and the coaching staff makes that decision. So, I mean, I totally trust it. And then the other thing about it is, if you're a corner and you're choosing between Ohio State and Oregon, number one, look at the development, right? And dude, I'm going to bring this up because I meant to bring this up the other night. Oregon currently has 10 players that they took out of this year's transfer portal roster that's going to start for them. 10.
Yeah.
Last year they had, I think, more than that. That started for them.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go out and pick one of these transfer portal guys that's not a quarterback that clearly made like big time movements upwards, like, let's be real about it. Caleb Downs was a dog before he came here. Ohio State should get some credit, but I'm not around here talking about, wow, look what Ohio State has done with Caleb Downs. I mean, they've done well, but Ohio State cannot get all the credit in the world for Caleb Downs because he was already a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just was. So, I mean, that's what Oregon lives off of, the transfer portal. But my main point here is that look at the recruiting classes that Oregon has signed in the backfield the last couple of classes. They have a packed room. And if you're a top cornerback and you're going to Oregon and you think you're going to see the field anytime soon, you're sadly mistaken. I mean, Ohio State has a packed field, but there's going to be some people leaving. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Aaron Scott, Bryce West, they're in their second year now. Jermaine Matthews, he's probably going to the NFL. Iggy's going to the NFL.
Yep.
You know what I mean? In Oregon, I mean, they signed, 2 5-star corners just last class? You know what I'm saying?
2 5-star corners and a high 4-star.
Yeah.
Super high 4-star.
Yeah, and then 5-star safeties, like 2 of them or something. So it's like, if you're comparing where to get on the field faster, you think Ohio State would be it. But we'll see. Either way, we're going to be fine. And I wanted to hit on, too, that comment that you made that people are saying Ohio State will not be outbid for Rock Hill. Ohio State's just not that school, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get that, yeah, they might bump their offer up a little bit, but we all know they're just not that school that is going to overpay, because for a 5-star like Rock Hill, I promise you, whoever gets him will overpay for him. Now, everybody's definition of overpaying will be different, but let's be honest, he's never played a snap of college football. Nobody knows. So, I mean, if you're paying, $750,000 to a corner that's never played a snap to college football, that's overpaying. You're overpaying. Yep. If you're paying him just as much as you're paying Iggy, you're overpaying. You know what I'm saying? So,
let's just be real. He's not Devin Sanchez. Now, he is super fast. I'll give him that. He's elite. His speed is elite, world-class speed. He's not Devin Sanchez. He's not Devin Sanchez. So, at the end of the day, should he come in expecting to get paid what Devin Sanchez is getting paid or on the same level? Absolutely not. Same thing with DeCorian Moore. He wanted the same amount of money JJ was getting paid. No, you're not JJ Smith. You're not 6'4", 225. You're not that guy, bro.
Yeah, no, and I'm going to clarify something. We're not beating down Rock Hill. He's going to be a beast wherever he goes, just based off of athletic ability. The dude's going to be a beast. I want the best for him. I want him to go where he thinks is best for him in the whole 9 yards. That's their decision. Make the decision that you think is best for you and roll with it. You're going to be a dog, dude. Trey McNutt's going to be a dog. Dorian Brew's going to be a dog. Like, I don't want to see them fail where they go.
Right.
I want to see them go to Ohio State because I want to see them succeed, and I've seen what Ohio State has done with their players. You know what I mean?
That's a good point that you bring up. And this is the one thing that all these DBs have to remember. If you're a DB and Ohio State is on your schedule, the only question that these NFL scouts and draft experts have been asking the DBs that face Ohio State, how did you perform against Zone 6? And if you get exposed and you only play Ohio State one time, guess what? Your stock is dropping. When you could be going against them every single day at practice, getting better, and then going into the games, not even coming close to facing wide receivers of that caliber. So that will make your draft improve long term. And Ohio State will take care of you if you ball out. JJ is the highest paid player in the country.
Yeah.
So, you just got to come and put into work. Nothing's going to be given to you here. And that's another reason why Ohio State has been the most successful program in the last 25 years, period.
Yeah. And there's a part of me, right, that wants Ohio State to step up and get with the times on this nil thing. There's a part of me that does. But look at last year's class. It was in the same era as this year's class. The nil, everything was just as crazy. Now it is getting crazier, right? But last year's class, they did their thing. They kept all their ducks in a row. All their values were their values. They didn't overpay for anybody. They kept that culture there, and they signed the best class in the nation, in my opinion. So there's that want because it's in the moment, right? But realistically, we can't really say much until we sit back and we see what Ryan Day and this coaching staff does with these classes, right? Okay, so now what are you going to do with the players that you got in place of Trey McNutt? What are you going to do with them? How are you going to fill that void of not getting a Trey, or if you don't get Rock Hill? And that's where we can evaluate whether they should be playing this game or not. But as of right now, it's just like, yeah, I want him to, because I just fall into that. It's the off season. I fall into getting passionate about it. The kid's from Ohio. He's a top whatever. There's a part of me that has that pride of I want Ohio State to hold the number one class. But 247 on 3, they'll never let that happen. Never. It will never happen moving forward. But it's that competition in me that wants these higher ranked kids, when all reality, Ryan Day and the coaching staff and the recruiting staff have earned our trust to where we should sit back, just watch what they do, and we're going to be fine. We're the most successful program in the last 25 years. Ryan Day's 70-10. 70-10. And,
Man,
5 of those
three
losses
of those are coming off.
Yeah. 3 of them were a joke. And 2? Well, 1, 2, 3. 3 were we got cheated. 2 were the Zebras, right? So let's say 75-5. You know what I'm saying? Oh, people are gonna
for real. Nah, but really,
that.
if we really think about it, that's real. So I mean, at the end of the day, we do trust the coaching staff. They prove it. They develop. The best development happens right here in Columbus, Ohio. I was watching UGA's pro day, and was it Jalen Walker? No, it was Michael Williams. He's a top 5 pick. He's going to be a top 5 pick. 6'5", 275. His arms are like Edric Houston's, and he runs like a 4.4 40. And you know what he said? They asked him about his interviews with the scouts in the NFL Combine, and he said, "Yeah, they look at Georgia like they look at Bama and Ohio State. That was it. That's all he named. He was like, they look at us this on the same level as Ohio State and Bama. That should tell you everything about this programming and development that goes on here."
Yeah. Dieter's in the chat killing it. And for those of you that want to, and I think I fell victim to this with Coach Fry, to be honest with you. I looked at Coach Fry and his recruiting, and a lot of it comes down to money, man. I mean, Coach Fry did lack in areas, but we'll never know the truth as fans sitting out here knowing how much of it did come down to money. Well, we know the Sanders thing did. So whatever madness you felt towards Coach Fry about David Sanders, that was not his fault. It literally came down to money, man. So there was nothing Coach Fry could have done to get David. He did everything he possibly could have done. So this is not a Coach Walt thing. Coach Walt is the absolute G, loves the kids, passionate about raising men the correct way. And, Dieter's bringing that up, man. The kids these days, man, just think about it. Just think about it for a second. How hard, take yourself back to high school. How hard would it have been for you not to put money the number one thing? Let me be honest with myself real fast before you answer. The only way I wouldn't have put money first over loyalty is if I had parents that made me not put money first. That's it. My high school days, if I would have been a top 2 corner in the nation, I might be hated for this, but I'm sorry. It's just honest. And Ohio State offers me $500,000 to come, and I'm obsessed with Ohio State. And Oregon offers me $1 million to come. Boy, I better have my parents telling me to make the right choice. Or, my God, I'm 15 years old driving a beat-up Tacoma, right? What my friends around me, peer pressure, the whole 9 yards, dude. If I'm being honest, I don't know, man. I doubt I pick Ohio State, folks. I doubt I would have if it would, but my parents wouldn't allow me to do that. They would have been like, hey, slow down. Money will not be your reason for going to this school, right? You're going to earn it, right? Because if you don't learn that lesson that you have to earn what you get, if you don't earn that now, when that's done, you're in for it, dude. You are in for it, bro. You get to the NFL, there's no handouts, bro.
Not for long.
No handouts, bro. You got to freaking earn it, man. So it's just the people, these kids cannot make that decision. I'm just convinced that they can't. And that's not anything against the kids. That's just being human, man. They haven't been through life. They've been in school, living in their parents' house, not having a job. This isn't for everybody, so everybody chill out. Not having a job. Their parents buy their food. They pay their bills. They do this. That's how it's supposed to be. Your parents are supposed to take care of you till you're an adult and teach you things along the way. So I'm not sure they're capable. And if you got parents that aren't capable as well, if you got parents that want money, oh, it's over, dude. You're going to the highest bidder. You're going to the highest bidder, dude. That's just what's happening.
Absolutely. And there's almost zero negotiating with people like that. To be honest with you, that's why Pop's Pod is so important, man. And I mean, a lot of people might not pick up the message, but somebody will. Even if it just reaches that one person, that one parent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might be the single mom that hasn't been looking at it from that perspective. Didn't know, like, oh, the NIL money is a lot and is right now, but that NFL money is longer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like for me, if coming out of high school, my situation was different than most of these kids. Like I wasn't hurting for money. Be honest with you, I was not. I didn't.
Yeah.
So like I would have went to where I loved in development. And if I'm getting some money on top of it, good. Plus, I was from an era where you couldn't get money. So it's almost hard to put yourself in those shoes.
Yeah.
Some of these kids, like, they come from dirt. But the thing is, to me, how much money do you need? You're going to get paid at Ohio State, too. It's still going to be enough money.
I know,
to change your
bro.
life.
Yeah.
And it's always negotiable depending on how you play. It could go up. Look at Carnell Tate. He got a pay increase.
Yeah. Well, it comes down to this, man. What do you value most in life? Money or happiness? Money or being a good person? Money or that's literally what some of these situations come down to, man. And everybody's faced that situation in life one way or another. It's just they probably faced it a lot later in life when they've been through some stuff and can have a clear head, you know, like let me just we could go out and start slinging drugs and make a bunch of money really quick if we don't get caught. But guess what? I value my freedom over money in that instance. I value my character and what God thinks of me over that money. At that time, I've had business opportunities that I said no to that I would have made a lot of money that did not feel right, man. It did not sit well in my soul because I knew that this money was being gained from taking advantage of people. And then you got the other side of this. We're just talking about the kids right now. Talk about the other side of some of these coaches that are out there now that are talking to these kids. Not all coaches are OG Walt. Not all coaches are Ryan Day, man. They're not. They will tell these kids whatever they have to tell them to get them on campus. Whatever. Yeah. I'm telling you, whatever they have to say, they will say. If they've got to lie about Ohio State or lie about, they're just going to do it, man. It's just the world we live in. So,
absolutely, Dev. That's a very good point, you know, that you bring up. And I don't know, I kind of feel bad for the kids in this generation because if you don't have the proper guidance or you have an agent in your ear or supposed agent and they don't have that fiduciary responsibility or that tag on their next to their name, they're going to give you bad advice. And guess what? You're probably going to get portaled over and you might not ever see the field.
Yeah. I want to keep putting Dietrich's comments up here, but Dietrich, I'm letting you have your privacy and your moment in the chat. I don't want to keep putting all your stuff out there, but she's on fire. Yeah, she's killing it. And if anybody is reading what she's saying and acting like you know more than she does, or you don't agree with what she's saying, then I highly encourage you to check yourself, because is there anybody else in this chat that has been through this?
And let's be honest, her son is the best DP probably in the past at least 5 years to come out of high school. So, I mean, if anybody knows something about people wanting to throw money at you, it's definitely them.
Yeah. Hey, Dietrich, you gotta talk to Daniel. You got to come on Pop's Pod. It can be Mom's Pod too. Pops and Mom's Pod, man.
You know who wants to do a Mom's Pod?
Who?
Nicole Womack.
Yeah. So Yeah, we're about to get her back on here as well. And Braylon, we're going to have them on a live show for y'all, so you can ask some questions and stuff too. So that'll be cool. But yeah, I mean, overall, there's the football aspect of it, and then there's the life aspect of it, where these are young men that need to be taught what real life is like. And some of these nil situations, they're fantasy land.
Yeah.
Right. And if you don't have people in your corner, if you don't have a coach that realizes that and can walk you through and say, look, I'm not going to pay you $1 million. You know what I mean? Here's what we pay our DBs that we bring in. Sorry, you're only getting $250,000 this year. If you show us on the field, right, you will deserve more money, and then you will get it once you deserve that pay. If you come out here and you ball like Iggy, guess what? We're going to pay you Iggy money. If you come out here and you look like J.J. Smith on the field, guess what? You could drive around in a Lamborghini if you want to. We will give you that opportunity. Actually, no. We're not going to give you anything. You're going to go get it. Right. That's what it comes down to. Go freaking get it, dude. Go get that Lamborghini. Go get that shoe deal. Go get it. Don't just sit and take it. Now, I get that these kids are putting a lot of work in, but this is a really fine line, and sometimes it's hard to choose the right words without coming across a certain way, but we're doing our best here. But I think we got our point across.
Yep.
Yeah, long story short, man, there's still really highly talented recruits out there that are surrounded by really good people in their life that value character and honesty and loyalty and hard work over handouts and nil. And you know, the coaching staff is really good at finding those people, right? And those people are really good at seeing through people, seeing through coaches, right? Seeing through their words and following their actions and learning that, you know what I mean? So I got all the faith.
I just got a quick statement. Let me know what you think of this. In terms of this situation, or any of this situation, recruiting wise, period. Not just talking about Rock Hill right now. I'm just talking about overall landscape. You get and you attract what you give off. And what I mean by that, if you're looking for money, you can go to a place that's also looking for money, and also all they have to offer you is money. If you're looking for development, you're going to go to a school that's known for development. If you're looking for culture, you're going to go to a school that's known for culture. And if we don't land some of these kids because of money, good riddance. You weren't supposed to be here anyway. We don't need you in here messing up the culture.
Yeah.
Because that's all that's going to happen eventually, is you're going to disrupt the culture that Ryan Day has already built and established. And we want to keep that culture. And that's why they do so well.
Yeah. And along those same lines, guess what happens when you go to a school for money? If in your heart the reason you picked that school was because they were paying you the most money, guess what's going to control your life the rest of your life? Money.
Yep.
Money will control you. And then guess what controls money? Whoever gave you that money.
Yep.
So guess what? You're giving somebody else control over your life. If somebody hands you $1 million nil money, with that is going to come whatever they tell you to do. You know what I'm
so
saying?
Basically, you can still be a slave to the money now. You know what I mean? You'll do anything for the money. And that's never a good way to go through life. You will have a lot of problems as you get older.
Yeah, no doubt. But like I said, we got Maxwell Riley. And like, that, I think that's the reason why Ohio State stands to they're not going to, your first, second, third visit, they're not talking about nil. Right. Hey, do you want to come here as a person, you know, as a believer, as a football player, as a young man? Do you want to come here and be around these gentlemen? These gentlemen will help form you into a man. When you look at their lives, do they have a life that interests you? Do they carry themselves like you would want to carry yourself in the future? Do they make the decisions that you wish you will be making in the future? Are they doing what you want to see yourself doing? If that answer is yes, then you say, yeah, I want to come here. And then once you answer that question, it's like, okay, here's our offer to you. Here's what we can give you. And it's okay even in that moment to say, I was thinking it would be a little more, but I'll come in here and I'll freaking show you. Right. And you'll end up paying me more because I'm going to show you. So
absolutely.
Anyway, got a little bit of recruiting updates, man. I stroll around all these boards all the time, and I'm on like 4 or 5 different boards, and I get phone calls from time to time from people. And there's another offensive lineman. It was one of the first offensive linemen that Tyler Bowen reached out to, Carter Scruggs from Virginia. 6'5", 290, number 160 nationally, the number 12 interior offensive lineman. He has a very strong relationship with Tyler Bowen that started when he was at Virginia Tech. So he's had this relationship, and Carter has said multiple times he would be super excited to receive that offer from Ohio State. So he's one to keep an eye on for sure. Another one on the defensive end side of it, Jake Krull, the number 37 player nationally, the number 5 defensive end, 6'3", 230, will be visiting Ohio State next week. So that's good news for Larry Johnson and the defensive coaching staff, man, for those new coaches to start building relationships with him. You follow what recruits do, not what they say. And he's coming, right? He's making a visit. He's not saying, oh, I might make a visit. No, he's showing up. So there's some interest there. So we like that. Jordan Thomas, number 16 cornerback, out of New Jersey, number 125 nationally, 6'1", 185, is visiting March 17th. So another guy that we're in on, Rock Hill, maybe not so much anymore. So we love that. You know what I mean? Coach Walton.
Well, we're assuming that. Let's make sure everybody understands. We're assuming
correct
that Rock Hill is not going to be in. It could be something completely different behind closed doors, and we could be misreading this. But off of what we saw and what we've already experienced from that safety position last year during the offseason, the 25 class, I mean, it's very similar.
Yep, good point, Mello. We are literally just giving you our insight and opinion. So we could be completely wrong. And yep. Rock Hill is already saying I'm a Buckeye. He's just taking these visits because you get paid to take visits. So he's just getting his money up, different things like that. He might be a Buckeye, man. That's still a possibility. That's a good pointing that out, man. Simeon Caldwell. This is an interesting one because he used to be recruited as a safety. A lot of places have moved him to linebacker now, which is very confusing to me. I don't understand that. He's 6'1", 185 pounds. I don't understand where they're talking about linebacker, but they are. He's Coach Walt's nephew. The dude has already scheduled 3 visits to Ohio State. 3. And if you go listen to the way he talks, I mean, he talks like he's already committed. He talks like he's already being coached by Coach Walt and how excited he is. Because if you want to make sure, well, for the most part, if you want to make sure a coach has your best interest in heart, well, then go play for your uncle. You know what I mean? You best believe he's going to have your best interest in heart. But he's ranked as the number 7 linebacker. He's a 95 player nationally. He's scheduled for March 29th, April 12th, and his official visit is June 20th. He's scheduled official visits to Miami, USC, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. He's taking spring visits to Scum, I don't know why, Georgia, Ohio State, and USC. So got a lot of visits.
You know why he's taking that spring visit to Scum? They just found out they have NIL money, so why not just throw it around? They know they're not going to get him. That's OG Walt's nephew. Come on.
Yeah, for sure. And then an interesting one, I'm sure Mika has a lot to say about this one. I bet you guys have already talked about him. Richard Wesley, the 2027 defensive end that has reclassified to 2026. He's 6'5", 250. In this class, he's the number 10 player nationally and the number 2 edge. And he's a young kid. He was offered at the beginning of March. They're still been in contact with Ohio State. We'll see what happens there. But again, man, big time guy. Did you know that 5 of the top 10 players in the 2027 class have reclassified to 2026?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? We were talking about that.
Bro. And listen, I'm going to speculate. I mean, I don't know how else to.
You think it's NIL? A lot of people are saying the same thing. Why?
Bro,
Hold on. Give me your opinion on why you think it's an NIL.
because as a football player, right, when you're in high school, your body's still developing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not playing college level competition. So there's no way in your mind you think you're the best that you're going to be in high school when you're only a junior. You've only played your sophomore year, okay? You're about to go into your junior year, and you already feel like, oh, yeah, I'm at the top in high school already. I've done this for a whole 2 years. I'm ready to rock and roll. No, man, there's a lot of things to learn at that level, dude, like humbleness. And there's a lot of things to learn as a young human being, as a kid. There's a senior season and a senior year to go through in high school. That might be one of the most influential times in your student career, your senior year in high school. Tell me a more influential year that you have that forms you into who you are and whatnot. You become a senior on your team. You learn how to be a leader on your team. You learn how to help other freshmen out. You learn how to help sophomores out. You're not a sophomore on your team being a leader like that.
Yeah.
Experience that. Experience helping others. Just experience that, man. But it's like the NFL, man. It's because college football is looking more like the NFL. High school football is looking more like college now. So the reclassifying is the same as a junior deciding to go to the NFL versus playing his senior year. Why would he go his junior year? Because fear of injury. His draft stock's where he wants it to be, and he knows the money that he's going to get. That's why. That's why you go to the NFL draft your junior year when you could stay another year. Because what if you get injured? What if this? So that mindset that used to be in a 21, 22-year-olds is now getting switched to a 14 and 15-year-old kids are making these decisions to reclassify and skip your senior year of high school. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, you bring up some valid points. I do find that it's really odd that it's happening so much now. So, I mean, you're probably dead on. I talked to Mika about this earlier. She had a similar take as you. I know I talked to 3MA's Madman. His whole thing is it's NIL. So I don't have an opinion either way on why they're doing it. I was just wondering what your opinion why, because no one really went in depth with it.
And not only that, but because NIL was kind of new, right? And everybody is seeing this. You have people out there, agents, coaches, that are seeing the money in this. They're hearing about the money that can be made, not only for players, but for themselves. So if you don't think that there's deals out there where agents are talking to coaches saying, hey, man, you get your player to reclassify. I can get him this much and I'll throw you this much or whatever. I just can't help but think that is a part of it. Because not only because you've always been able to reclassify, but now the more kids that do it, the more normal it comes, the more people are going to do it. And now, I mean, more than ever this year, we're hearing more about agents. Last year, we didn't hear that much about agents in the NIL world. They were there, but there wasn't as many as there are this year. This year, it's flooded, dude. Everybody's got big-time agents now. Every high schooler has big-time agents. If you don't think an agent's going to sit down and say, hey, you leave now, I can get $250,000. I mean, you can get $1 million. You know what I mean? I can get. You don't think an agent sees dollar signs when he sees?
You're so right with that, and that's an aspect I haven't heard anyone else bring up. That little aspect right there.
Yeah.
And that could be a factor of who's getting in these kids' ears and how they're saying, "I'm going to visit the schools I have best relationship with."
Yeah. You know? I mean, what does a typical agent charge? 20%, 30%?
I have no idea. I never
Let's call it 20.
Of using one.
Let's call it 20. Mm-hmm. Do you think a NFL agent is going to look at a 14, 15-year-old and think, "Oh man, I really want this guy to grow up and be a good guy"? Or do you think he's going to look at him and think,
bank?
there's a team that'll pay $1 million for a top 10 player in the nation right now. That's $200,000 for me. Hey, Richard, you should reclassify, man. What if you get injured? Okay. What happens then? You're not going to get that nil money. You got an offer right now, right? And in his mind, he's thinking $200,000, and then, and I want you to succeed in life, you know. Right. But I don't want to project. I'm not using names because I hate like being that projecting like bad things on people or bad motives but
you can just say
it's also the truth.
Like, yeah. I mean, and honestly, it's definitely probably NIL, because thinking about it, during my era when I was growing up, you had people reclass, and before NIL, during like my son when he was in high school, you had people reclassing, but it was the opposite way. They were trying to get the advantage of boys develop and go through puberty later in life than girls. So they want that extra year so they could dominate a little bit more and have that extra year of development and get better offers and get better offers in general.
Yeah.
It was always the opposite way.
Yeah. I had to put this up there, Dietrich. Sorry. A good agent isn't asking for anything. They want the relationship for the NFL. Beautiful. That's great. You know what I mean? That's cool.
Yeah.
The street agents want 20%. Holy good God, dude. And that's what I'm saying. I wonder how many street agents are out there.
I bet you they're all over the 7-on-7 scene, because that's where I would be if I was shiesty like that.
Yeah. Should we start Buckeye Boys an agency? Yes, dude.
No, because I'm sending everybody to Ohio State.
Yeah,
we never make it.
I know, dude. Bro, literally before the show, guys, me and Mello were like, dang, I don't think we have anything to talk about. We're going to have to put the link in the chat to bring some people on. It's been 41 minutes, dude. We just talked on that for 41 minutes. But so the last recruiting update that I had, the last thing I got written down here is Sam Greer visiting for March 17th. Maxwell Riley, by the way, to go back on him, he's on top of it. I'm falling more in love with this kid and the fact that he's a Buckeye, because he stayed up till midnight messaging and talking. He called Sam before he ever committed. He called Sam Greer and told him he was committing. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then he stayed up till midnight messaging Felix Ojo, Jackson Cantwell, CJ, Sauna, Sincere. So he's on it, bro. Yeah. He's a leader in this class. And, dude, I seriously wouldn't be surprised if within the next month Sam Greer's in the class.
Sounds like Devin Sanchez and Tavian, what they were doing last year.
Yeah. I guess a few of our favorite players are on the teams with the street agents. Yeah, we can figure that one out for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah, that's it. So, Ohio State doing their thing.
Hold up, before we move on, man, Sam Greer is a beast, bro. Did you get to see his basketball stuff yet?
Yeah, let me try to pull that up. How can I pull that up?
That dude is a monster.
Let me see if I can get logged into.
I'm not even going to lie. He's my favorite old lineman in the class, man, like nationally, period. He's my favorite. And I love Maxwell Riley, but, like, Sam Greer is just ferocious. Like, he's like the big white version of Mike Tyson to me.
Yeah, I think Sam Greer has the highest potential, but Maxwell Riley is more ready right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't matter because neither of them are coming to play right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Offensive line, that's a developmental position.
He's just nasty, man. Like, even on the court, he came down a kid. This little kid, he looks like he's 7 compared to him, is driving the lane, and he just straight up went in the pass pro and just threw him across the court double-handed. And I just loved it for some reason. As a basketball player, I didn't like getting tossed like that or hit, but like seeing him do it, it was pretty funny.
I will tell you, as a basketball player, I watched that video. He's playing football on the basketball court, dude. He was fouling like a mug, dude. Like shoving people down, and
that's what I'm saying, man. I loved it.
Golly, bro.
Did you see that block he had?
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's an athlete, bro. He's super athletic.
Okay, hold on. I got it here.
Yeah, throw it up.
Let me see if I can do this. By the way, chat, I go to get on my computer today. I'll tell you guys a little story, man. I bought a $1,200 laptop to do this show. Went to Best Buy, bought it 7 months ago. A $1,200 nice ASICS gaming laptop. I go to get on it today and it won't even turn on. And trust me, I tried everything that there is to do to fix a laptop. 7 months. A $1,200 brand new laptop has already crapped itself, dude. That's the world we live in anymore. Just infuriates me, dude.
So
But
basically,
anyway.
if you have any advice for what he should try next before
No,
he
do not give me advice.
Best Buy,
I did it all.
drop it in the comments section. What should he do to try to get his computer to turn on? He gets very frustrated, as you can tell. I was trying to give him advice when I came over. He was like, dude, I already did everything.
Yeah, you called it that. My bad.
Deb, I'm not going to mess with you right
My
now.
bad, Mello, dude.
Nah, you're good, man.
You know, just all right, here we go. Add to stage. Come on, man. Look, now I'm on my slow work computer and everything.
That's
is
fine.
just
All you
slower.
got to do is hit play or wait for it, and then
I'm going
just
to do
blow
this.
it up.
Okay, I can't switch screens now, but is it bigger now?
Yeah, it's good.
All right, cool. Here we go. Hit and play.
I already like it. Look at these little kids, man. He has no mercy right here.
Yeah, like, hey, that's not a defensive end, Sam. Sam thought that little kid coming down the lane was a defensive end. Did you see that? Just freaking chucked him, dude. Kaboom.
He's a straight up bully, bro. I love it on football. I don't like it in real life, but as a football player, I love that out of a character of a O lineman or a D lineman. Not as a life person, but like, yeah. I love it. I love it, man.
All right, Mello. Now everybody's giving me advice on the laptop, so now we got to dig into this. Was it plugged in? Yes, it was plugged in. One of the things that I think I failed in is I left it plugged in all the time. I never unplugged it. But the battery's charged. It stays charged. I tried restarting it. I tried doing the self-fix. I tried resetting my entire computer. I even was going to unscrew the bottom of it and take the battery out. The old laptops, you can just pop the battery out, pop it back in. You can't do that anymore. You got to take the whole dang thing apart. So I got to take it to Best Buy, to Geek Squad. They said I'll get 20 minutes. They said they'll offer me 20 minutes of working on it for free. After that, I'll have to pay. I said, no, I won't. You're fixing the dang thing, man.
That's kind of crazy. But you know, true story, I remember one time I had to do one of our shows for my phone. I had that exact same thing happen to my computer. And then the next day it just turned on. Random. It just turned on. I don't know what was wrong with it.
I got it shut off. I'm thinking maybe because it's been telling me to update something for about 6 months now since I got it. And I keep hitting ignore because I hate every time I update my phone or something, it just gets slower. I'm convinced that these tech companies, the updates, they purposely make your phone slower so you'll go buy a new one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So I don't update anything. I never do the updates. And I think that's what it is. I think since I didn't do the update, now it just won't let me do anything, forcing me to do this. That's what I'm convinced of. It's an ASICS. It's an ASICS gaming computer.
Yeah,
the only thing I do on it is this show. Nothing else. Literally, I don't do anything else. I save some pictures for thumbnails. I download some of our videos onto it. I think it's like 8% full. You know what I mean? So
man, it's just Connor Stallions. He's hacking you. He's trying to get
Tyler
insider
said
information.
That. Yeah, I know. All right, where were we at? Okay, yeah. So that was it for me. Listen, chat. Yeah. Here we go. We're gonna put it in here. We're going to put the link in the chat. Just give me a minute. I'm on this computer, so I have to click a button, wait 5 minutes for it to come up, and then click another button, wait 5 more minutes. So just give me a moment here. Troy, I think you're right, man. You know, something I haven't done on it. I haven't checked the blinker fluid in a long time on that thing. Troy? That's a good point, man. I'm gonna Google.
Yeah, come on, hit
where
the
that's
link.
at.
People, hop on with us. Let's have a good
Yeah,
time.
get
Talk
on in
about whatever
here.
you want.
Come on here. Tell me how to fix my laptop, man. I'll freaking zap you out of this show so fast, dude. Let's see. The draft's coming up, man. I saw a thing the other day that has Will Howard as like the 150 something pick. Is there 300 picks in the draft? Is it 300?
It's 7 rounds. How many teams are there?
So 7 rounds of 30, so that'd be 210. So it's more than that. What is it? 40? That's 280. No, 50. Is there 50 players per round? Because that would be 350. Hold on.
No.
Somebody was being serious. Bugsy said there's something up here. Bugsy, what were you serious about? Tell me. Take the battery out, unplug, and hit the power button, then put the battery in. Man, you can't take it out unless I unscrew the bottom of it. You want me to unscrew the bottom of it? I'll do it. But I feel like the whole thing's just going to fall apart and I'll never get it put back together.
That's what he's saying to do.
Yeah. Let me get rid of this first here. Stop screen. Okay. All right. TG came on here. TG, I'm going to bring Tyler on first real quick here.
Oh, somebody tell you don't do it. It voids the warranty.
Okay. Yeah, I'm taking it into them. And yeah, Deech, I'm taking it to Geek Squad tomorrow and at Best Buy. So, Tyler.
Yes, Dev.
What do I need to do with my laptop?
Well, Stallions probably hacked it.
It's funny.
Tyler, you crazy, brother. So how you doing, man? How's your day going?
Oh, it's great. I went to the gym today, did a nice shoulders, nice back today. Did legs yesterday.
Oh, don't do shoulders and back on the same day, man. It's not good. Anyway, keep going.
Nah, give him your advice. Why is it not good? I want to know.
Well, back is a pull muscle, okay, and shoulders is a push muscle. Here's how I do my workouts. I consider my chest. I do chest on one day, okay. I do back one day. I do shoulder one day. I do core one day, and then I do legs. That's how I do my. Too. That's how I do. And 2 of those days I stretch for 30 minutes, like yoga type stretching. But
hold on, so you don't do arms, or you just forgot to say arms?
Nope, I do not do arms. The reason I don't do arms is because if you do all the other workouts the way you're supposed to, your arms will be dead. When I get done with chest and I try to do a tricep workout, no, they're dead. They're done.
You gotta give it a couple of days.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Every once in a while,
you're going to get the residual from doing arms, of course. But yeah, I like a dedicated arm day.
Well, they're just not as important to me doing arms.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And in my timeline, I just like to get the main things out of the way. And if I have time, I do arms every once in a while. Sorry, Tyler. Go ahead, bud.
Yeah, as you can see, we like working out. I just did legs today, but go ahead, Tyler. What you want to talk about, brother?
Well, let me finish. Look, so I think that shoulders are pushing and pulling because you use both for pushing and pulling.
Yeah, that wasn't the main reason I don't do them together. Because if I'm doing pull-ups, if I'm doing back, right, that wears my shoulders out. So when I go try to do shoulder workouts, I don't feel like I'm doing the right form and I'm not getting a good burn because my shoulders are already tired.
You probably can injure yourself too.
Yeah, I feel like my shoulders are already tired from all the back workouts I just did. So that's just me. You know, there's 100 million ways you can work out. As long as you are showing up and doing something, keep doing it. You're a freaking winner, bro. Get it in, son. Just show up and do it. You're a winner, bro.
Exactly. But I wanted to go and talk about all these kids getting all this NIL money. And I feel like kind of like these kids are getting auctioned off like they're cattle on and like all these schools that are dumping all this money, they keep I think like they're adding, like putting more money into each player, raising the price of each player, and some of these schools, they don't, they give one offer, and like Ohio State, for example, we're going to give you this one offer if we valued it this much, but you're not going to get it unless you put forth the effort. And some of these other schools, they don't think like that. They just see all these kids and say, "Hey, you're the next big thing. You're the next greatest player supposedly, but you haven't shown anything on the college football. So we're going to offer you $10 million just for an example. I don't. So you're offering $5 million. What have you done to get that money? Nothing. But we're just going to throw that money to you because you're the next supposed great player in the country." So honestly, I just think that all these kids view college football right now as like everything's given to them on a silver platter.
Yeah, some of them do. That's like the conversation we just had, and that's not a good lesson in life, man. You know what I mean? It's like, if you wake up at 6 years old and you hit the lottery for $10 million, I mean, you're going to live the next 5 years of your life not doing anything. And when that runs out, you're going to be clueless on how to live life. Absolutely clueless. I mean, it's probably not going to be good for you unless you're surrounded by a support group and were raised properly and then the whole 9 yards. But yeah, Tyler, you're skipping the whole process of deserving things in life. And listen, I know that they've been working in high school. They've been working their entire life and the whole 9 yards. My point behind that is people are being paid a lot of money to play college ball before they ever step on a college field. Okay, so it's like, sure, right, I'll give you $500,000 for the hard work that you've done to get yourself to this point, but that other $500,000 needs to be earned on this field. It needs to be earned. We see you in high school. We see you on your high school team against high school competition, but you got to earn it, man. You got to earn it. Mello?
My bad. I feel like somebody
You're
just spammed the chat. I don't know how to get rid of that comment because I don't want someone clicking on that and then getting like a virus. Oh,
like I just did.
I don't know what's up.
I didn't mean to click on. I'm trying to get rid of it too. It won't let me. What punks?
Yeah, it's weird.
But anyway, Tyler, we got some other people waiting, brother. We appreciate the heck out of you coming on, man, and we look forward to the next time you do. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right,
wait.
All right.
OH, Tyler. OH.
IO.
Thanks, brother. Peace.
Yo,
TG,
what up, y'all?
What's cracking, TG?
What's up, TG?
What up, everybody? Hey, for great news that I want to share on April 6th. I don't know if anybody saw in the chat, but I'll tell you now. On April 6th, I will be on the OHIO podcast with Eric and Chris. Just to let you know. So watch that episode.
Hey.
April 6th.
Yeah.
The Podfather.
Another update. Buckeye Boys fans, get ready, man, because TG has just been unleashed to do pre-recorded videos here on the Buckeye Boys. So watch the heck out. I think her and Sean and maybe me and Mello from time to time, they're going to start dropping some pre-recorded videos breaking down all of the Big Ten competition. So
that's
get ready.
fire.
There's going to be some more videos coming out here, man. TG is now turned loose, so she's going to become a star. Hopefully she stays with the Buckeye Boys when she does, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Hey, so to really start this off, it actually does start because I'm actually glad you guys brought up the whole money thing with some of these kids. I said it. Sometimes it depends on the situation, but sometimes it also depends on how their parents are raising them. Are they giving them the proper, pretty much the proper conversation of working your way to the money rather than getting a quick fix? And the thing is, what drives me crazy with the whole NIL thing with these kids is they're not earning it. They know that some of these schools are so desperate. Like, again, Miami, Oregon, Michigan, these schools are pretty desperate because Miami, they haven't recovered since the 2002 slacking they got back in 2002. They have not recovered from that ever since. Michigan, you know, they want to be Ohio State. Oregon, they need to do this because no one wants to go out to Oregon. No matter how beautiful the where they are is beautiful, but no one wants to travel that far, so they have to use the NIL stuff. The problem that these kids need to realize is, it goes back to what y'all said. You're going to be going against Ohio State. You're going to be going against teams like Bama. I get Kellen DeBoer. We got to see if he can keep doing what Nick Saban has done, but you're still going to have to go against them. You're still going to have to go against Oregon. I mean, not Oregon, Georgia. You're going to have to go up against LSU. You're going to have to go up against teams that produce NFL talent, especially the teams that are known for wide receivers. If you're a defensive back, Trey McNutt, Dorian Brew, Naheem Alford, and what's the other guy? Brandon Finney. Yep. You all are going to be going up against Ohio State moving forward. Your entire careers in the NFL depends on how you do against Ohio State for the next set of years. Because if you play bad, ask 2022 Georgia. Ask their secondary what happened when they went up against Ohio State.
Ringle's a special teams merchant in the NFL. You can't even get DB snaps.
Right. That's what happened. They went up against Ohio State. Look, they used to hate going up against Bama's wide receivers, and then they finally was able to go against them and shut them down. Then they went up against Ohio State receivers, and they were like, dude, the Georgia defensive backs were like, oh, man, we ain't never seen receivers like this. What is this? What's it? We know Ohio State got great receivers like Bama and LSU, but not that good. That's different. That was different for them. And Alabama and LSU have NFL receivers just like Ohio State. So if Ohio State's receivers were that much better, that much different, what's that tell you? And their entire draft stocks tanked because of how they did against Ohio State. So for kids like them, if you choose to go to a place like Oregon where they can't develop you like Ohio State can, because the defensive backs of Ohio State say this all the time, us going up against those 6 every day makes it so much easier for us to go against every other receiving unit. It's so much easier. It gets boring, actually. So you better have a great year against Ohio State. Otherwise, your draft stock really going to take a hit.
Yeah, that's a good point to bring up for the DB thing, the safeties, is who you're going against in practice every single day. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like Denzel Burke. I mean, he's in the NFL. He's about to be in the NFL. Because he got 1 year with Jeremiah Smith, made him that much better and that much more prepared to go to the NFL with a freshman.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Look at all these other receivers.
And Marvin.
So you're there. You're going to go up against NFL receivers every single day, and it's another plus to come there. When you're at Oregon, just to guard their receivers, you just got to hope that a strong or a light gust of wind comes through there, and because a light gust of wind will blow 155 pounds right off a route easily, dude. 25-mile wind, 155 pounds, boom, your route's over. So, Mello, what you got?
All you really got to do is all you got to do really is just guard a go round. On top of the fact that for Denzel Burke and our defensive backs, they went up against Marvin for like 3 years. That's even better. Like, you went up against the top 3 receiver in Marvin, and then you went up against Jeremiah. Oh, boy, I would love to go to Ohio State as a defensive back. And it's not only that, but at Ohio State, you're going up against the best of the best at every position. You're going to get better every day you come here. No matter what position you're at, you're going to get better because you're going against the best of the best every day. So you should want to go to schools like Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State. Schools like that are known for doing this.
Yeah, no doubt. Mello, you got anything? We got Mika waiting below. We're going to get Mika on here. Yeah. But Mello, you got anything before we
Man, that's a very good point. TG just hit it right on the nail right on the head. And absolutely, if you look, all I have to say is watch the draft and let's see where the DBs from Oregon get drafted. And I think only one of them probably will.
7th round.
Jabbar Muhammad. Let's see where he's going to get drafted. If he would have left after his year at Washington, he probably would have been a first rounder. Just keep that in mind.
If you had to ask me where they would get drafted, probably like 5th to 7th round. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, TG, on point, like always on point with what you got to say. We appreciate you showing up here, man. Excited for you and Sean's show tomorrow. Chat, be prepared for that. They go at 6 o'clock tomorrow. So get ready and enjoy that show. TG, we appreciate you. Stay blessed. OH.
Ayo.
Yeah.
All right. Here she is, the up-and-coming legend in the Ohio State football recruiting world, the genius of all Ohio State football. She knows more than anybody that you listen to on a podcast. The one, the only, Mika. How you doing?
Hey guys, just wanted to pop in and see if the live show would work again. It works.
Yes.
Internet's alive.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you popped on here because I need to know what offensive linemen in the state of Ohio are not getting enough attention or enough recognition and could end up in Ohio State's class.
Landry Reed, Mental, Ohio offensive tackle. He's visiting on the 24th. Me and Mella just talked about him.
Nice.
I think he's going to be a guy that can play guard or tackle, and I think he could be great.
Melo, you have to take over. My battery's going to die. Yep. Take over, Melo.
Who else would you say is another one that we aren't tracking or aren't aware, the chat might not be aware of?
Mason Wilhelm. He's a legacy, but I know he wants to kind of cut his own path. So I don't know if he's going to go our way, but I think he could be another great one. Ben Cogden, he's a Miami commit. He'd be another great one to get. Miami's never going to be nothing, so I think we could get him to flip.
Yeah.
But
and what about do you have a sleeper on defense?
Sleeper on defense?
Yeah.
Elijah Durham Smith out of Pickerington North. He's a DE, undersized, about 220, 6'3". He's really good. I don't know if he'll have the weight by the time we look at him, but if he can't, I think he could get it offer.
Yeah. Mika, I wanted to ask you, you might have talked about it when I was gone, but Mason Wilhelm.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on him? Oh, so you already talked. Okay, so if you want this.
He didn't hear what you said, so would you mind repeating it?
He seems interested in cutting his own path to me, or at least that's what he's said a few times. So I don't know if he'll end up at Ohio State, but if he does, I think he'll be great.
Yeah, amen. The last question I have for you, Mika, is, are you up to date on where Ohio State is as far as a quarterback for the 2026 class?
I really want us to offer Nathan Bernard. I really do. He's doing national 7-on-7s and local 7-on-7s, and he's doing great with his new quarterback coach. Mark Porter said he looks better mechanically than he was at the end of the season, and I think he's going to be one of those kids that we regret letting get away if we let him get away, and I hope we don't.
So my thing for both of you is in terms of the 26 class, right? So we have Julian, we have Tavian, and then we have Brady Emmons coming in. In the 26 class, do you swing for a big guy, or do you think we should go after a developmental piece that's probably less likely to transfer?
Like I said, I want Nathan Bernard, and I like that Legend Bay kid that we just offered, the athlete dual threat guy. But my thing is
from Texas.
Yeah. But my thing is, we got Levi Davis at on Tangy Orange, and he's a similar player, only bigger, and he's an Ohio kid. And I think if we're going through a dual threat guy, I want to go after him.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts are we're pretty set because of Brady Edmonds and Tavian St. Clair. So
Right.
I would love to see us in the 2026 class go out and get a quarterback that is elite with his running capability, an elite scrambler, an elite runner, right? Kind of a wildcat type of an option, and then develop the passing side of him. Like, I want to see him be elite at that. So that can be an option, and then he can work with Ryan Day and Billy Fessler in developing the passing side of things and get that. I would love that. And, yeah, you're correct, Mika. Levi Davis is awesome, and that's what they're recruiting that Texas guy for. He's being recruited as an athlete, but, like, specifically the wildcat position at Ohio State, so it's interesting. But,
Yeah,
Bobby Mack.
I see a point there.
Yeah. Bobby Mack, thank you so much for the $2. Mika, he wants to know what you think about Grady Kinsey, the running back.
He's a really dominant running back, but I don't think we're going to look at him because of the competition level he plays at.
Where's he from?
Indiana Valley, Ohio.
Yeah.
It's the one that got mentioned yesterday on the show. We tried to look him up and whatnot. But
He's a
Mika, go ahead.
really dominant guy, and I think maybe if he was willing to, I don't know, are we still doing walk-ons, or did they do away with that?
Yeah, they got rid of that.
I think it's gone. Yeah.
Man, that's a shame, because that would
Yeah.
have been a guy that
Yeah.
could have easily, I think, got a walk-on opportunity if he wanted it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, Mika, we appreciate the heck out of your insight as always. We'll be dropping a video on Friday that Mello and Mika, and I think TG was in on that too, recorded. So pay attention for that. Mika, we appreciate you. God bless.
Jeff, you're gonna have to join us on a recruiting show sometimes. I promise I don't.
Well, if you remember correctly, Mika, me and you did your first recruiting show. You remember that?
Yeah, I know. I promise I don't bite.
You don't what?
I don't bite.
That's not what I heard. That's not what Mello's been telling me. But
unless you're a Michigan fan, and I know you're not.
You guys
all right. All right, Mika. We appreciate you. God bless.
You, Mika.
Night, guys. Love you.
Night. OH.
IO.
Yeah, you got it.
Mika's awesome as always. Grandpa Buck.
Man, I forgot to tell you that too. She hit me up. She was like, I want to do a video with you and Deb, but I forgot to mention it because there's so much going on today.
Well, yeah, we'll get that scheduled for sure. I told her I wanted to do that. I love talking to Mika about recruit. She's a genius with that.
She really is.
Wild. She knows her stuff too. Like she'll break down film for you about a recruit, and she'll be dead on about it too. So, Grandpa Buck, if you want to hear our thoughts on Rock Hill, go to the beginning of the video. The very beginning, that's the first thing we talked about, man. We actually talked about along those lines for about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So go watch the first 40 minutes of the video. You'll hear about it. The chat's bringing up. We're going to wrap up here, man. We've been going on forever, which is ironic because we thought we would go for 30 minutes. But this Clemson thing, man, and their recruiting, I've got to figure out what Dabo does because he did this last year too. He had one weekend where he just got a bunch of recruits, and I just got to figure it out. I mean, I personally think that, they tell him now's the time to commit or we're moving on to other people. And I just don't think other teams want to have commits that early anymore. They're not going to press for the majority of their commits to be that early because it's almost a downfall to get a bunch of recruits early because then teams just get to work on upping everything that you just offered. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and then that recruit gets used to, they get comfortable, and maybe they're like, oh man, what did they just come out with a brand new car? I got to get that one. I know I have the 2024 Corvette, but you're saying you got a 2025 over there? Let me check that thing out, dude. So
Absolutely. I mean, you just hit it on the nail, especially, you have to keep recruiting them even harder the entire time. So that's taking up a lot of your focus. And then if you're trying to recruit another kid at that position, they're like, but yeah, well, how are you going to use me if you already have him? What's your plan and vision for me as well as him? So it just makes it more difficult. And if you get them later, they're more likely to stick inside. So unless you got some like super elite ones like Chris Henry Jr., you take his commitment whenever he wants to give it, and then you
yeah,
just show him the proven track record, which he's already fully aware of.
yeah, 100%. Well, we appreciate you guys showing up, man. If you haven't hit the like button, please do that. And as always, the number one thing you can do for us is share this feed on your
Yes,
Facebook, your
please.
Instagram, and your Twitter. Help the show grow, man. That helps us out a lot, dude. Become a member if you want. $1.99 goes to support the channel and help us out. But I think that's going to do it for tonight, chat, unless you can think of anything else that needs to be done on the show. But if not, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. And
Yep.
move on. Thank you, Steely. Okay, Sean got us. Yeah, Sean
Yeah,
didn't
I
forget.
forgot about that.
Bro, Sean's intense about this stuff now, isn't he? He's addicted.
Yeah, ever since that first one.
Ooh, this is a good one. We ready?
Hold on, no, not yet. I'm almost there. Yep, ready.
Trivia. Who was the first Ohio State player drafted into the NFL?
That is a good one.
I know. I like that. No, Steely didn't get it. It's not Harley.
Can you hear that?
Not John Hicks. It's Tyler. It's not No Idea. I don't know who that is, but that's not who it is. It's not Hopalong.
10 seconds.
Or I don't know.
And we're done.
Ding, ding, ding. The correct answer is Gomer Jones. Gomer Jones. I don't even know who that is, to be honest.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. All right. Question number 2. Here we go. Who was the first number 1 overall pick in Ohio State's history? No. This is tough for people, huh? Steely freaking got it, dude.
He got it?
Steely got it, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Steely got it. Tom Cosino? Who the heck is that? Look at Uncle Bubba's on his stuff too, man. He's right. Hey, Steely, Uncle Bubba's on your tail, man. He always is too, dude. Yep. The Natural knows his stuff as well. Yep. Never. You guys gotta get faster internet, man. That's the key. Or hey, if you have Steely's number, when I say it's trivia time, if you guys call him, distract him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Still, he's used to doing trivia. He does trivia nights at least once a week, all the time while he's watching all the shows.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's always multitasking, which is pretty impressive if you think about it, especially for a man.
Yeah.
We're not good at that.
All right, let's go one more just because we can.
Yeah, why not?
I'm going to switch topics here. Um,
You guys better distract Optimus Stilly. You gotta
You ready?
do it. Yeah.
How many times has Ohio State appeared in the Rose Bowl?
That's a good one.
Yeah. Of course, I'm going to have to add one to this book's answer.
Yeah.
Because this year. Wait, does that count? Yeah, it does. Duh.
It does count. You got to add
Yeah.
it. Man, they're coming in fast.
Yeah.
35, 17, 22, 23, 18, 21, 16.
They're all around pretty close, but no.
24.
No.
We know still you're not going to win this one.
No, he already answered and didn't get it. No.
19, 27. You guys got 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
The answer was
down.
The answer was 14 or 15. The book said 14, but this year made it 15. So,
yep.
Well, here we go. Who was the first coach in Ohio State's history? Somebody
Don't
probably.
say Woody.
Somebody, yeah, it's not Woody. Somebody probably will get this one. This seems like a Steely type of question.
It really does, doesn't it? Somebody better call Steely, distract him.
Yeah. Not Brown, not Schmidt.
Fielding Yost.
The natural comes through, gets it. Alexander.
Got it 27 seconds. The natural, man.
Alexander Lilly. The natural is up to 2 now. Final score tally after today's trivia events. Steely leads the pack with 5. Sean Schrock coming in close behind with 3. The natural, Taylor and Schrock with 2. Uncle Bubba and Russ in the back with 1, but they're coming on strong.
Yes, sir. Coming down the street.
All right, everybody. We appreciate you sticking with us for an hour and 23 minutes and looking at our faces and listening to us ramble on forever about all kind of stuff, man. Remember, we're a fan channel. It's the off season. Now's the time, man. You got something on your heart that you want to get off. Get on here, man. Get on here. Let's talk about it, dude. When was I can't do my testimony Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, by the way.
Nah, you said Monday on the live show.
Monday. Yeah, so after we do that on Monday, we might get a couple more people on here to talk about what God's done in their life. I think that'd be a real good thing for everybody to hear. That's how we defeat the enemy.
Heck yeah.
So
we could, I wouldn't even mind doing a live where we're all giving our testimony. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But hey, man, words cannot express how grateful we are for all you loyal listeners that come in here all the time. It's not just a spiel that me or Mello say at the end of the show. You guys are becoming like family for real. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't even be doing this show. So we appreciate you guys. If you guys are the only people that ever watch our show, we'll still be doing this the rest of our lives, man. So we appreciate the heck out of you. On that note, go Buckeyes. OH.
Ayo.